Take two. Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com. This is my top 76 Dream Theater songs. I'm lightning rounding this, so this doesn't go forever at so many of these other videos and lists. And so here's all the ones that didn't make the list. Dark Chill Night is one of my least favorite songs ever. I don't have a lot of the as I wrote here, I don't have a lot of the Mike Mangini stuff in here just because I'm not really that into the music they've made with Mike Mangini. There's a few here and there, but not that much. Anyway, number 76, Eve, from the Silent Men single. Number 75, As I Am, from Train of Thought. Number 74, The Silent Man, the song from Awake. Number 73, Disappear from 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Number 72, Through My Words / Fatal Tragedy from Scenes from Memory. Number 71, Fall Into the Light, from Distance Over Time. Number 70, Prophets of War from Systematic Chaos. Number 69, Honor Thy Father from Train of Thought. Number 68, Afterlife from the debut album Dream a Day Unite, which is a single. Number 67, Take Away My Pain from Falling Into Infinity. Number 66, Breaking All Illusion from A Dramatic Turn of Events. Number 65, The Spirit Carries On from Scenes from Memory. Number 64, Beyond This Life from Scenes from a Memory. Number 63, Stream of Consciousness from Train of Thought. Number 60, it's instrumental. It's a great instrumental. Number 62, Hollow Years from the Falling Into Infinity. That's a single, of course. Number 61, Caught in a Web from Awake. Number 60, Forsaken from Systematic Chaos. Single right there. Number 59, Endless Sacrifice from Train of Thought. Great song from Train of Thought. Very groove-oriented. It's like groove metal. Number 58, Hell's Kitchen from Fall Into Infinity, the instrumental. 57, Light Fusing Getaway from When Dream a Day Unite. Number 56, The Dance of Eternity from Scenes from a Memory, the instrumental. Number 55, Wait for Sleep from Images and Words. Great little piano ballad. Number 54, Burning My Soul from Falling Into Infinity, the single there. Number 53, Status Seeker from When Dream a Day Unite. Number 52, Anna Lee from Falling Into Infinity. Great ballad, very Derek Sherinian driven. Number 51, Cover My Eyes from the Clean Out the Closet Christmas CD from 99, but also from the Falling Into Infinity demos. Number 50, Where Are You Now, from the Christmas CD, Clean Out the Closet Christmas CD and the Falling Into Infinity demos. Number 49, You or Me, which was also on the You or Me, not You, Not Me, was on the Clean Out the Closet Christmas CD from 1999 and was on the Hollow Years single. Number 48, Erotomania from Awake, the instrumental. Number 47, These Walls, which is a single but also on Octavarium, of course. Number 46, Another Day from Images and Words, there's the single. Number 45, Regression / Overture 1928 from Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory. Number 44, The Ones Who Helped to Set the Sun from When Dream a Day Unite. Number 43, Don't Look Past Me, which was from the Clean Out the Closet CD, the Christmas CD 1999, and from the Images and Words demos, which you cannot find on Spotify, but there's a version with one of the other singers that auditioned before Labrie after Charlie Dominici left. Chris Cintron or John Hendricks, I can't remember which one. But that version's on Spotify, but because the bootleg, the official bootleg's on there, but the Christmas CD is not. I think it might be on YouTube, though. The Labrie one is still the one, that definitive one for me. And they finally did it live, although the Labrie didn't sound great, unfortunately. They finally did it live a few years ago. Number 42, Pull Me Under, their trademark song from 1992 from Images and Words, and the single there. Number 41, The Mirror from Awake, maybe their heaviest riff, Petrucci's heaviest riff ever. Number 40, The Way It Used to Be from the Hollow Years single, and also from Clean Out the Closet / Clean Out the Closet CD. I think it's also on the Falling Into Infinity. Yeah, the Falling Into Infinity demos. Great song, The Way It Used to Be. Very U2-ish, but number 39, Only a Matter of Time from When Dream a Day Unite. Having more lyrics, great closing piece. Number 38, Lifting Shadows Off a Dream from Awake. Another song that's very U2-ish. Number 37, To Live Forever. Another song that's very U2-ish. That's also on. It's on the live at the Marquee. But also was on, there's two versions of it, at least on the Clean Out the Closet Christmas Eve from 99, and then of course it's also on the Images and Words demo. There's one version with Kevin Moore, one version with Derek Sherinian, and then multiple versions, I think, with Kevin Moore with different singers, yeah. But, I don't know which the definitive one, I mean, probably the last one because the production's the best, I guess, I don't know. Probably the one with Kevin Moore, though. One of the ones with Kevin Moore. I still kind of lean toward Kevin Moore, usually with those multiple versions. Number 36, In the Presence of Enemies, a little bit of a liberty. I like the first part a lot. Take the Dark Master part out, it's probably even higher than this, but I look at it as part one, part two, as it bookends that album, but some great moments on that track. Number 35, The Glass Prison from 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, the start of the 12-step, 5-song suite. Number 34, In the Name of God from Train of Thought, great closing piece, epic. Number 33, A Fortune in Lies from When Dream and Day Unite. Great, maybe it's not my favorite song from the record, but it's a great song from When Dream and Day Unite. Number 32, Take the Time from Images and Words, and of course the single. Number 31, Under a Glass Moon, one of Petrucci's best solos from Images and Words. Number 30, Yitzhak Jam, the instrumental from When Dream and Day Unite, their first... I mean, they had the Majesty demos, I guess. They had some instrumental. They had an instrumental version of that, but this is their first sort of official instrumental, too. Very bass-driven, the sad bass lines, John Mayung. First, backwards, it's Majesty. They were known as Majesty before they became Dream Theater, and they changed their name for legal reasons. Number 29, Trial of Tears from Fallen to Infinity, the epic. A lot of it sounds a little bit like Xanadu from Rush, but anyway. Number 28, 6 O'Clock from Awake. Great opening riff, the little soundbite and stuff. I always think of 6 O'Clock on Christmas morning, even though Portnoy was Jewish and anything, but on his forum, he used to upload something for the fans at 6 o'clock on Christmas morning. But anyway, great track, opens Awake. Number 27, The Killing Hand, the first multi-part track that Dream Theater wrote, Petrucci specifically, or sci-fi-ist, from When Dream and Day Unite, The Killing Hand. Number 26, Surrounded, from Images and Words. Great keyboards, great. He has a lot of just great parts of that song, anyway, from Images and Words, Surrounded. Number 25, One Last Time from Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from Memory. One of my favorite parts, even though it's a little shorter, especially LaBrie's performance in that. Number 24, Strange Deja Vu. Great piece from Scenes from Memory. The chorus especially, very, very much, the concept of Scenes from Memory is in throughout a lot of that, kind of sets the stage for it. Number 23, Home from Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from Memory. The Middle Eastern riff and everything, and it's very in-your-face, that punchy riff. Anyway, number 22, New Millennium from Falling to Infinity. I always loved this song. Falling to Infinity was the first album full album that Dream Theater released when it became a fan, and that was the first track, and I always kind of thought of that song and thought of that era. That song's always spoken to me. Anyway, they did it live at the first concert I saw them. I remember, they even opened with it, so... Number 21, Peruvian Skies from Fallen to Infinity, another great track. It's sort of Pink Floyd meets Metallica, and of course they went into both Have a Cigar and Enter Sandman. Number 20, Misunderstood from 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Great track, even though the outro, the angular guitar part with Petrucci is weird, but, if I, could be, super, then I'm misunderstood. If I'm seen as superhuman, It's a great track. 6 Degrees is a great album. It's one of the best songs on there. Number 19, Speak to Me. It's on 3 different things, actually, that I know of. It was on the Clean Out the Closet CD, the Christmas 1999 Fan Club CD, the official bootleg demo series, the Fallen to Infinity demos, of course. And then it also, I believe, was a B-side or was an extra bonus track on the Japanese version of Fallen to Infinity, which I did buy. I don't know if it was an extra bonus track or it was on that little mini CD that I got somewhere. I have it somewhere in a box. Anyway, I think I showed that in a video many years ago when I first started YouTube. Anyway, Speak to Me is great. Very U2-ish. But they have Dream Theater has 10 or 12 very U2 influenced song, other than the Answer Lies Within and the other track off of Octavarium, the other ballad. I think I love almost all of them. Anyway, it kind of made me a much bigger U2 fan when I got into a lot of these songs. Anyway, number 18, the Best of Times from Black Clouds and Silver Linings. Great, sad, well, the celebratory epic from Portnoy. It's not nearly as long as Change of Seasons, but about his dad. Anyway, it sounds like something from Falling to Infinity. It sounds like a 90s Dream Theater track written in 2008 or 2009. But yeah, it's great. Number 17, Innocence Faded. Love the outro on that. But I love Awake, and great track from Awake. 17. Number 16, Lie. Single. Here's the single of Lie. I always associate Mir and Lie together. They go really well together. They flow back to back. But the riff is heavy. I know the video only featured 4 members because they didn't have Kevin Moore, of course. Kevin Moore was going to do it, and Derek Sherinian wasn't an official member. But yeah, it's one of their. I mean, Mir's a heavy riff. Lie is almost equally as heavy, but it's great. It's a very kind of angry song, and it totally captures a lot that I love about it. Anyway, number 15, Lines in the Sand. Of course, Doug Pinnick does the sort of the response vocals. Very groove oriented. It's progressive. It's kind of busy and fast and energetic. I've always loved Lines in the Sand. Anyway, number 14, Metropolis, Part 1. See, The Miracle in the Sleeper. Here's the single they released of sorts. Some people consider it still the most technical Dream Theater song. It is great. That section that Portnoy's playing in one time signature and the band's playing in another. It's very Zappa-esque. I don't know what it is. It's like 23/8/16 or something like that. I forget. I mean, I've played music, but I've never been able to follow complex and odd time signatures when they're But I've been at some of his drum clinics. He talked about it. Those were many years ago. I went to 2 of them well over 10 years ago, like more than almost 20 years ago. Number 13, the Great Debate from the Six Reasons in Turbulence. Very heavy, punchy riff. I know that the sound clips you've heard it many times. It gets a little repetitive, but they still work with the song. I hear them fine, just like a lot of Pink Floyd songs that have sound clips and stuff. Are we justified to giving life to save life? It's got those big riffs and those big moments. It's very much very ballsy. It's a very ballsy song. I know it has a Tool element, but whatever. I like bands that sound like Tool that aren't Tool for whatever reason. Number 12, Voices from Awake. Another one of the best epics on Awake and the whole 90s Dream Theater. I can't say much more about it. It's just fantastic, but a song that grew on me a lot over the years. Anyway, number 11, Raise the Knife from, again, the Clean Out the Closet CD from 99, the fan club CD, and from the official bootlegs. And they actually played this on Score Live, but I've always loved it. I know lyrically it's a little bit about Kevin Moore. Portnoy wrote it, I think. Some other things, but it's got a great sort of epic nature to it. Raise the knife, it's kind of the most unknown great Dream Theater track in some ways. Although dedicated fans know it, of course, but your casual Dream Theater fan that maybe has a couple albums have probably never heard it, and if they did, they'd probably enjoy it. Although the people that like Dream Theater now like a lot of the recent stuff more in some ways. Anyway, I know that Rhyme Signatures is going to do a Dream Theater, but I'm curious if he talks about any of the songs that didn't make Falling into Infinity. I'm kind of skeptical, but maybe he will. Number 10, The Count of Tuscany, the epic that closes Black Clouds and Silver Linings. It's great. The lyrics are a little cheesy, about this guy's gonna kill him in some castle in Italy and stuff like that or whatever. I just love the music. There's a lot of emotional, heartfelt parts to the music. The dynamics in it, it's great. And the chorus is fine. I think the second half of it especially works really well. And I kind of associate with a memory when I was dealing with in sort of a short relationship ending. It kind of spoke to me, even though it wasn't about a relationship exactly. The lyrics kind of spoke to me, and the music did. Anyway, I love that song, Count of Tuscany. Don't count your Tuscans until they hatch. Anyway, number 9, Learning to Live, classic Kevin Moore driven piano, keyboard part that kind of never it ends after it. You think it's going to end. Dun 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 dun. It's an earworm. It's an all-time favorite from the 90s. A classic. Ends their sort of statements. Sophomore record, Images and Words. Number 8, Blind Faith. I love the unison section to death in this song. I get goosebumps every time it kind of speaks to me. A place where you belong. Petrucci and Jordan Rudess. I think this is maybe the best song they've ever written with Jordan. But anyway, I love Blind Faith. Anyway, let's see. Number 7, if I can get this go down. The title track to Octavarium. All the references are great. Musically, it spans the gamut. It fits well. It flows well. It's kind of surreal at points. It's very trippy. My favorite section is the little continuum, funny, happy, jumpy section that Rudess is doing. That whole thing. Yeah, people love this song. I think it's the best thing they did. I wouldn't go that far, but it lives up to the praise it gets. It's not overrated. It's not underrated. It's properly rated, I think, to an extent. Number 6, The Change of Seasons, the standard version that they recorded in 94, 95, 95 probably. It includes all the live at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club, the big medley and all the covers and stuff like that. But I mainly just referring to the actual song, not the EP, the full EP. I enjoy this song a lot, but not to spoil it in a minute. I used to bring this and listen to this while I went golfing, actually, in the morning when no one was on the golf course, actually. This was the first release that came out. This song was 23 minutes, and it flowed perfectly well. It was like a Yes song, like a heavier Yes song to me. But anyway, let's keep on going. Number 5, 6 Degrees of Turbulence, the title track, the whole suite. It's an epic masterpiece, sort of a classical piece in a way, with different styles of, the thrashy kind of stuff and the progressive stuff, I've had my favorite moments. I don't know, About to Crash maybe, About to Crash reprise. I love the ending, the closing time, epic part. Testing something. I think it's a perfect piece. It's like the Ivory Gator Dreams from Fate's Warning in some ways. Anyway, number 5. Number 4, Finally Free. I don't know, this ended up in the voting this high. Come to think of it, I might have flipped this with a few of these other songs, but it is a great closing track. The big drum solo from Portnoy. I don't necessarily always think of it for the drum solo, but it's like kind of the end of a journey in the story of the concept of after effect of the events and stuff, and but it's just kind of speaks in an epic way, this feeling, I'm finally free, it's kind of a breath of fresh air or like an exhale, like you can finally breathe a sigh of relief in a way. Anyway, number 4. Number 3, Space Divest. Kevin Moore's sort of last work with the band, but it was kind of a solo piece in a way. It's hugely emotional. The floating synths get me every time, the little sound clips. Even though it's not heavy, it's the rest of Awake, even like Silent Man and aren't quite as deep, or Lifting Shadows. I always get goosebumps with this. It's a very nostalgic, but also very just. It's like fetal position music at its greatest. It's like that came out the same year. It's almost like Brave from Marillion in some ways. Anyway, number 3, number 2, Scarred. The number 1 track on Awake. As much as I love Space Divest, the track before it is just the rebel in me. It speaks to me so much. It's perfect. As people have said, it's perfectly written. It flows perfectly. It's just the lyrics, sort of Labrie kind of performance. It's like, people don't understand me. How come you don't understand me? How come you don't understand? It's like a total therapy song when you're really upset or frustrated, pissed off, and just can't understand why things aren't easier or better for you. This has been a frequent go-to for me, and it always probably will be, because the whole Wake album, really. Number 1, the Change of Seasons demo with James Labrie, not with the other, with Chris Cintron, which is that's the one that's on Spotify, like the Don't Look Past Me. It's on YouTube. Labrie's finest falsetto moment ever with the band. I prefer it to the 95 release version with Derek. This has Kevin Moore, of course. Even though the production value is what it is, it's just, there's the sound clips from the Twilight Zone. The lyrics are "Please Don't Go," and every time I hear it, I can almost sing it without even. The lyrics are different, so I don't know if they ever published the lyrics. It might be on Dream Theater's site anyway. It's always has been, really, since I heard it. It was in shared bootlegs in the mid-90s. I got it from like Mike Barr and everything like that. But it always has been, and always probably will be my favorite Dream Theater piece, song, composition, etc. And Labrie's greatest performance. So, so that's it. Dream Theater. In the comments, what are your top 10, 20, 30 Dream Theater songs? They used to be a band I was attached to. I consider them somewhat my favorite band. they're probably still to this day the greatest gateway band, probably over Rush or Dredge and some other bands I love that have discovered so many other bands. Just as Portnoy alone. But it's just like I pretty much consider myself a early and middle era of Dream Theater fan. The last decade, they're just kind of there. I still haven't even listened to the new album. I only listened to like one or two songs, the most latest one from 2021, View from the Top of the World. I probably should just do that. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you next time.